Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, my goodness. Well, for those of you who are not here in Minneapolis, we are here in Minneapolis, and we are in the middle of a heat wave.
Yes.
Our first heat wave of the summer. I think it's going to hit 97 degrees. But we're here today because our last week was crazy, and we had planned to meet and introduce some of our co-hosts to all of you, and we just didn't get to it, and we wanted to make sure that we got to it today. So for those of you who don't know who I am Lisa Harris. I'm an author, a storyteller, a narrative coach, and the CEO and founder of Lisa Harrison Company. We are a personal development company that connects, guides, and transforms women's lives through the power of storytelling. And we are really excited because this year, 2021, we have a very special online series where we are inviting different women in our community to co-host these very special events. And they're online, so women throughout the country can join us. And we're excited to be expanding to lots of different places. So that's really exciting. And this year, we have 6 different topics, and we're on our 3rd event already. So next Thursday, June 10th, from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, we are going to be talking about our bodies. The event is called My Body, Trauma, Intimacy, and Love. And today, on this very, very hot Minneapolis summer day, I would like to introduce you to a very dear friend, a loyal supporter, who has been on this platform in many different ways since 2018. She corrected me. And we are here to introduce you to Maricella. Maricella is one of our co-hosts for this next event. And I'm really just going to pass the mic to Maricella because we know she uses her voice for lots of good. But I'm going to pass the mic to Maricella so she can introduce herself to you, tell you a little bit about herself, maybe a little bit about what she does professionally, and why she is here to lead this very important topic next Thursday. So it's all you, Maricella. This way, that way. My hands and the camera.
I'm this way. Yeah, that way. Hi, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining us. My name is Maricella Herrera. I am a huge women empowerment advocate. So I dabble in a lot of different things. First, I am a mother, a wife, a grandma. I am an award-winning beauty queen. Representation is everything to me. So we, here in Minneapolis, we definitely need a lot of support as far as representation is concerned, and that's super important. So I'm always, in everything I do, it's about representation. As far as like business is concerned, I am the owner and artist of Mari's Crafty Hands. I do face and body art. I do makeup, hair, all kinds of crazy things. We also recently launched Rolodex Capital, which is a business consulting company that we are using to help small businesses or business starters to grow and get loans financed for their capital reasons, whether it's expansion, new startup, or you just need money for equipment. So we are working with 75 different banks and investors at this time to help people grow their business and continue thriving after the 2020 slump in our financial industries everywhere. So that's what we've been doing lately behind the scenes. As far as why I'm here with Lisa Harrison Company, I can't even begin to say all the good things that I have gained and that I have learned throughout this platform and being part of it. My first event was in 2018. It was the fashion show event. I had the extreme pleasure of meeting and witnessing one of our dear friends on the platform, and I had never been to a storytelling event quite like it. So I was hooked immediately listening to all the women and watching the fashion show and how beautiful it totally all came together. But beyond everything, the fact that women became so vulnerable and sharing their stories and sharing their deepest thoughts and their experiences. So I've been hooked ever since. Brand ambassadorship, anything, you name it. I'm behind the scenes with Lisa. So radio show co-hosting events. And the reason I'm doing it is because, like I said before, representation matters. Being women of color, brown women in particular, there are a lot of stigmas. There's a lot of things that we are surrounded by. No matter what we wear, no matter what we do, we are sexualized, we're demonized, we're everything under the sun that you can think of. So sharing our voices and our stories is super important. And being a survivor of sexual assault as a child and going through all kinds of different abuses growing up and then evolving, I always want to be the woman in my own life, for starters, that I needed when I was a child. So now, with that being said, in this platform and beyond in everything that I do, if I can be that woman for another person, whether it's female or male or, black, yellow, red, blue, purple, it doesn't matter. If I can be that person for someone else, then it's a total bonus, because I'm leading by example by being that for myself and for the people around me. So that's in a nutshell why I'm here.
That's in a nutshell. And just from my perspective, those of you who haven't had the honor of meeting Maricella yet, she's a fighter. She's an absolute fighter. And I have really just been so grateful to have her on this platform in so many different ways, not only from representation, because like you, I believe our voices as brown sisters are important, our experiences, how we see the world, how our culture has impacted our lives is important. I also have just been, for me, here I'm getting like emotional and sentimental on this interview.
Don't start crying.
What am I doing? For me, Maricella, you have been such a loyal and like committed person to me personally and this platform. And that means a lot to me. And so those who know me more intimately know that for me, love and friendship is about feeling safe. And those who will stand up and stand with me. And you've shown me that in many different ways over the past few years. And I think that's really one of the most remarkable qualities about you.
Aww.
I do know that you are tough on the outside and you're outspoken, and women like that can, sometimes people love us and sometimes, we have our conversations and conflicts. But I do think that is what makes you so beautiful. And I'm just very honored that you are going to be co-hosting this event. I know your story very intimately, and I know that what you'll share in this event is going to help other women feel comfortable with their stories, and just to know these types of things happen to all kinds of women. And to have that conversation and just share also, as we were chit-chatting before we went live, that what tools you've created for yourself to become the woman you are today.
Right.
Despite what you have gone through, right? The story and the journey here on Lisa Harris and Company is also not only to be seen and heard by our community of women, but also to share how we can overcome and what we do to help ourselves and to help other women. And so it's changing the narrative, right? And so I'm so excited. It's going to be an amazing event. I just can't wait. You are going to be sitting alongside 3 other incredible women, which I know you've had a chance to recently meet some of them, and some of them you've known before. So
it's a group of powerhouse women. I swear, like I can't even begin to explain to other people like how the women in our platform and the platform that you created, Lisa, is how these women are so genuinely like hand in hand linking up and paving the way for other women to be comfortable with each other, with their stories. You know, there's so many things to be said about your platform, so many things that I've learned along the way. But, you know, I did a small questionnaire on my Facebook in my story recently because this topic is so, it's like home for me because women like me that have gone through sexual abuse or sexual assaults or physically been abused and have survived any kind, whether it's physical, emotional, or sexual, like it, women like us don't get that open book story. We don't share this. In fact, we were just talking earlier, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I would have never shared outside of my circle of intimate, close friends or family members. In fact, there are family members in my family that probably don't know what I've been through or who the family member was that did that to me. But with that being said, like we need to amplify our voices. We need to show up for each other and represent. And, you know, like I said, we have so many stigmas that we're surrounded by. We're sexualized in every kind of way. But, you know, I checked myself into therapy. There's a stigma around that. I checked myself into therapy for grief counseling because I lost my father and I just felt like my world was just crashing around me. And that led to me getting therapy for all these other things that I had never even addressed. So if women like me have a platform or an intimate event or space that they can come to, even if they don't have anything to say, just to listen to the stories and the empowerment pieces or coping mechanisms and tools that we have used along the way that have empowered us to be who we are today and raise our voices. We're loud on social media, we're loud in person, we're loud all over the place. So why not be loud about things that are important to us as individuals? And that's what I love about this platform and what I do using my personal platforms as well. It's nothing but empowerment. Yeah, they love us or they hate us. Oh, well, it is what it is. If you don't like me, keep scrolling. If you like me, hey, throw me a like, send me a shout out, do something. But, you know, I'm here because this is important to me. And this topic about my body, trauma, intimacy, and love, as you can see it if you go to my IG account or my Facebook, it is what it is. These topics are so sensitive and so personal that when you go through these things, there are so many different ways that you see yourself in the mirror or even physically in person. So these topics are going to reunite women. They're going to be conversation starters for their next networking events or girls' night out or movie night out, dinners. Women are going to start talking about things that are actually being brought up in their circles. So whether one woman comes to the event or 10 women come to the event, the word gets spread and then conversations are started and people get connected. And that's what's important about this. If one person's life can be changed or they can share their story or they can say, hey, I connect with that and that's real, then my job is done. You know, just one person is all I ever look for is one person, because I know that person might end up meeting and talking to other people and it'll just spread like a wildfire. So if we can be empowerful and hold hands with each other and stand up together and be there when women call on us in private and not just in these events, sharing our voices publicly is what's going to open that gateway for women to feel comfortable enough to share or to connect. And let me tell you, that poll that I said, would you pose naked because boudoir is the sessions that I have been sharing little
Yeah.
snippets because it's too
Yeah.
much for the gram. It's too much for socials.
Right,
I
right,
had to
right.
crop everything. I'm like trying to be safe here
Yes,
and
yes.
not, I don't want someone looking at it and be like, oh no, my husband can't look at her pictures. Let me block her. I'm not after your man, ladies. I'm just trying to share a love message with you, okay? So
I love it.
I've been sharing a little bit about that, but
Yeah.
in these boudoir sessions, I did my first session. I was super uncomfortable because of the way I saw myself, the
Yeah.
way that all the things that I have gone through
All the
in the
messages
past.
that yeah.
Oh, girl, all the things came up and I'm just like
Yeah.
covered up. Don't look at me, photographer.
Yeah.
But, I did 2 boudoir sessions. I did a group event where women came together and we just supported each other and empowered each other. And that one was for this particular event, to showcase how powerful we are in our own skin.
Yeah.
And we don't even see it because we're constantly sexualized. That's
Yeah.
why we don't see it. We're always like, oh my God, there's so many different surgeries one can get to be this perfect little Coke bottle, but we're forgetting that everyone has different amounts of sand in their hourglass, and how we embrace it and how we love our own skin and the things that
Yeah.
we can do to feel empowered in our own skin. So I did a poll. Women all over the place from every different background responded, and I won't say any names. I promise I wouldn't, but men also did. We got a few men in there that were like, "I'd do it to keep my girl happy," and I'm like, "Okay, weirdo." Just kidding. It's all with love. It's all with love. But it's one of those things that if it was just a hypothetical question, would you do it? I'm not selling anything. I just want to know what you think about yourself. It was just a
Yeah.
simple question, and it opened a big gateway for conversations to be started. A lot of my peers and my personal friends and people that I love shared some very deep things with me, and it was very enlightening. But it also got me thinking about how events like this can help empower them, and
Yeah.
they don't understand it quite yet. But
Yeah.
here we are, and we will be here on June 10th, ladies
Yeah.
only, in a private, intimate
Ladies only.
space, ladies only. And we do check the camera, guys. So, okay, no men allowed.
No men allowed.
No,
We've had to kick some people out, haven't we?
we have, and we'll never live it down either.
Yes. Yes.
But it's all with
Oh,
love. And the
yeah.
message here is all about empowering ourselves and just letting that elude into everything that we do and how we interact with other women. And when we do that, that's powerful. So
Yes,
that's
it
why
is.
I'm here. And you're an awesome friend and you're a badass girl. So I love you so much. Was I
I
supposed
love
to
you
say
too.
that?
I don't know.
Bleep.
Whatever.
But
Well, we are so happy and so excited to have you
thank
co-hosting
you.
this next event. And to everyone out there, this is Maricella. You just heard it here. She gave you all she got. She's going to be co-hosting next Thursday, June 10th, from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for our event, My Love, Trauma, My
My
Body.
body.
Good slip. I said my love.
Yes,
My
how you
body.
love yourself. That's what
Yes,
it's all about. Ultimately, how we love ourselves.
exactly.
Flaws and
Exactly.
all, we really shouldn't see the flaws, but we do. Unfortunately, we are creatures of nature that look at every little detail. And, I learned something along the way that throughout the years growing as a woman and in all the different organizations and volunteerism and different community outreach and activism that I've been a part of, that the only person that we compete with is ourselves. And not everyone gets that. But I
Yeah.
don't compete with no one. But I'm going to tell you, I only roll with chingonas. So if you don't get
So
there,
I
you
heard.
can.
So
You're
I
gonna miss
heard.
out.
Well, we can't wait to see all of you there, and we hope you join us because it will be important conversations,
Yes.
uncomfortable conversations. There'll be laughter, there'll be crying, and we're just excited to meet new women. So
Yes.
join
And
us.
you don't have to say nothing. You don't have to just
You
show
don't have
up.
to say anything.
Period.
No.
You can message me later.
That's all we got. So we hope
Thank
to
you
see
for
you
having
next
me.
Thursday, and we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Lisa.